Board games, board games. I might be talking about making prototypes of board games, and I'm not gonna shout. When is a prototype good enough? Is there a time when it's just too rough? Well, I say as long as people can have a semblance of play, you can get your prototype out there today. As long as you learn something from other folk playing, this is ready to be testing. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. 10 a.m. UK time for Busy Beats and Board Game Leather. And yeah, today I'm talking about just what's the minimum viable prototype. I think it's smaller than you'd probably think. Whoops, never mind. Banners aren't working. So, recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. Yesterday, definitely the highlight after having a bladder with Simon Lavender was heading out to see Gavin, Camden Games, um, played a couple of things that they're working on, pondered some stuff, and we also talked about Drawn Together, comparing the different ways of what Gavin thinks is commercial versus what I think is commercial. I mean, for me, if I sell 2,000 of something, that's decent. But for Gavin, like if it's not going to sell like at least minimum 20,000, then there's no point in doing it. And it's all about like, for me, I think it's about how much effort have you spent, like your working methods. Like for me, I would happily get something out there, sell like 50 copies, and consider that an early print run, and people get to test it. But anyway, let's talk about brilliant thing. Brilliant thing, what's a little thing which is brilliant? I think a brilliant thing is just being mindful of the differences between people. And to quote Group Armada, if everybody looked the same, we'd get tired of looking at each other. So, and the same is true with personalities. I mean, let's embrace our differences as long as we're all respectful. And I think that embracing differences is part of that. I mean, if you're a bigot, you can get to heck, but everyone else, like if it's just a question of, hey, I don't like this, or this method works for me, and this method doesn't maybe work for you, that's okay, and that diversity is part of the wonders of life. Anyway, um, yeah, I heading off to playtest as always on a Friday. So this is going to be a super short show. I'm just feeling like sometimes people get scared of showing things off. If you have worked out a semblance of the rules in your head, as long like then that's good enough. I mean, sometimes we even let people come along without anything playable. But if you're expecting people to play your stuff, what do you need for that? Well, it needs to be something that can, again, if the game's going to be about doing something frantic, you want them to be able to do something frantic without accessibility issues getting in the way. If it's about strategizing, you want them to be able to engage with those decisions. It doesn't matter if you change the rules halfway through or constantly, or if you're making new cards literally all the way through just in time for people to show them. That's all I'm saying. Let me know if you have any thoughts about that. Was there a time when you didn't feel like a prototype was ready? What's holding you back? Because seriously, as long as you are going to learn more from having other people playtest it than just sit in a room yourself, then I think that the time has come for you to get out there and playtest it. In any case, over to you. What are you up to? You can share a button if you want to. I'm going to head to playtest, play games, meet people, have a lovely day, and then come home. Maybe I'll buy some food along the way. Maybe I'll cook some rice. I don't know. Oh, got tomato juice, which will be drunk. Um, Recap and wrap up before we finish up. Basically, don't be scared to get out there, show off your thing, improvise, make it up partially as you go along, as long as you've got some basic thing there. That's okay. And the whole point of reciprocation, I think the key thing is just to let your testers know what's going to go on. If there's a chance that the game might get slowed down as you draw cards to keep the game going, then warn people about that. If there's the chance of rules changing, warn people about that. I mean, there's always a chance of rules changing, but if it's likely, if it's like 60-70% chance of happening. But yeah, if you want to check me out, I'm stuff by beds in all of the places. Check me out, and for now, bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song to do. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye.